Welcome to Space Socket. A 26-year-old gets argumentative and starts yelling during her conversation. Kevin Samuel stays composed. Let's get into it.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited that you accepted my call. How you doing?
All right. How old are you?
I am 26.
All right. Well, we're talking about older women are mad about this dating situation.
Well, listen, I'm single, and can you see me and hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I can't see myself. Okay, well, for any reason. I have a hard time finding a good man right now. Like, I think I'm a good, I believe I'm a good catch.
Did you hear what I said?
What'd you say?
Well, I told you about the topic. You just jumped into what you want to talk about.
Oh, excuse me.
And then you're going to say you're having a hard time finding a good man. I let you do that for a reason.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, well, I'll tell you about myself. I am single.
Mm-hmm.
I am a homeowner. I have no children. I'm 26.
Okay.
I believe I'm attractive. I believe I'm friendly. I'm nice. So I don't know why I don't got this ring yet.
What's wrong? What's some of your flaws?
Well, I am submissive, but I'm not going to submit to just any man. Like, I need stability. I don't, and at my age now, I'm 26.
Okay,
And
what's some of your flaws?
my flaws would be, well, shit, I don't know. I'm telling you about myself.
No, you told me about your positives. Tell me about some of your negatives. Tell me something about some of your flaws.
I don't know. I guess that someone who's dating me would be able to tell you what my flaws are.
Mm-mm. You should be able to tell me what your flaws are.
I'm not perfect, but I can't just point out anything that's wrong with me.
That's part of the problem right there.
That's my flaw.
I just said part of the problem. I mean, you're not perfect, but you can't tell me your flaws. But you told me everything that you think sells you. Okay, cool. What are your flaws? You can't name one thing?
I'm being honest. I feel like someone who may be experienced with me can tell you what my flaws might be.
Your experience with you.
I am experienced with me. I'm telling you what I feel like. Well, shit, what am I saying, actually?
Exactly.
What happened? Okay.
It's just on you, not me. You're doing something with the phone, and I mean,
No.
you're going into a
Sorry.
job interview.
I was trying to get it. I can see myself now.
You're going on a job interview, and you're telling me everything that's good. And they say, all right, well, tell me some of the things you need work on. Nothing. I'm perfect. Oh, I'm not perfect,
saying I'm perfect.
I need work on. Yeah, but
No. My problem is I will not submit to just anyone.
Nope, that's not a flaw. That's a veiled positive. Nope, that's not a flaw. It's not a flaw. That's a veiled positive. See, in the job interview, what that question is tell me your strengths. All right, here's what it is. Tell me your weaknesses. Well, one of my weaknesses is people tell me that I tend to be overworked, right? But I'm a hard worker, and I just want to do a good job. Now, see, that's a veiled positive. At 26 years old, you know you. You should know you. You should know you well enough to know.
And I'm explaining that.
Stop.
So listen to me.
No. See, that's another one. I've already pointed it out to you initially. Don't do it again. You're not going to talk over me or none of that stuff because you should know things that you need to improve upon.
So what I'm saying is, what I have had conflict with relationships is submission. Now, I am so willing to submit. Okay, I'm a very naturally submissive person, but I cannot submit to a man who just doesn't have it there together.
What
So
does that
that's my
mean? What
problem.
does that
They
mean?
tell me that
What does that mean? What does that mean?
so I'm
No,
argumentative.
no. Hold on. He doesn't have it there together. What does that mean?
So for me, what that means is you ain't got your shit together.
What does
Just
that mean?
straight up. You ain't got your shit together.
I don't know what that means.
So
I don't know what that means. I still have no
so what that
context.
means is you don't have stability. Okay? You don't have stability. You don't have a home of your own. You have a roommate. Your brother lives in the next room. Okay? You living with your brother. Your bros are there.
These are men you've dated?
These are men that I have dated, yes.
You have a relationship with them?
Yes.
Did it get to the intimate level?
Yes.
So you'll date a man, have sex with a man, but you won't submit to him.
I do, but I feel like
But why are you having sex with a man who doesn't have his shit together? You knew that before you did all that.
because sometimes
No,
it be
no, no,
more.
no. What I'm pointing,
Listen,
no, no, no.
I'm
What
answering
I'm
your
pointing out
question.
is you date men. You pick. We all pick who we date.
But can I answer your question,
We've
please?
already answered it. You
I
picked it.
didn't.
Yeah,
You
you
asked
have.
me
You,
why.
no, no, I
Why am
didn't
I
have, no.
having sex with someone who doesn't have their shit together? So let me answer it, please.
No. You pick the man you date.
So you asked me a question, but
You
I can't
pick the
answer it.
man you date.
That's not
That's the,
fair. So listen,
hold
sometimes
on, no,
it's
no, no,
more
listen, no, no.
about
See, this is the way this is
humans.
gonna go.
You have a
This is the way
connection.
this
You
is the
have
way
a
this is going.
vibe.
This is the way
You can
this is going.
connect with
This is the way
someone.
this is going to go. It's going to go this way. Because I'm trying to run the show. I know the questions I'm asking. It's not about being
But you're not letting me
I don't need
answer
to
the
know. I don't need,
question.
okay, look here, lady. You're about to, it's about to end up really bad. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you really want to do that. Because you come on here trying to get some information to find out something, and I asked you what your flaws are. You're already shown that you're not introspective enough to even understand what's going on. You said the problem is I can't submit to a man who don't have his shit together. But you chose to date somebody who didn't have his shit together. You chose to have sex with somebody who didn't have his shit together. So you can't say I'm not going to submit to somebody that I chose.
But also at the same time, you didn't let me answer your question, which I would really love to. And also not only for you, but for the audience.
I'm okay with the audience.
Can I please answer the question? I'm trying to submit to you right now and answer the question. So, like I was saying, sometimes as humans, we connect with people, okay? Like on a vibe. We call it vibes now. You catch the vibe, and sometimes you might really have a certain vibe with someone who is so
I'll
strong
make you
and so
famous.
connective that he might so we might be there on that level of connection and chemistry, but he has shit that he needs to get together, and I might be a step above where he's at. Okay, so I'm a homeowner, I have cars, I have a good career, and me and him connect with personalities and the chemistry and the sex. Okay, but he is not where I would like him to be, maybe financially. What's that mean? Time out?
Yeah. Because everything you just said, I don't know what you think. If you can have your cars and everything, we don't care about any of that.
Mm-hmm.
My question is this: why can't you deal with a man? Why can't you pick a man who has his shit together up front?
I can. That's what I go for. But like,
Why can't you get a man who has his shit together up front?
I do. I have a lot of options. I mean, I'm dating.
Ma'am, I asked you about your flaws or
My
areas of
flaws.
weakness, and you said, I can't submit to a man who's don't have his shit together. And all you did is basically explain the fact that if you can get with a man who ain't got his shit together, you got time to get with a man who does have his shit together. The question is, will he pick you?
I'm picking who I vibe with, and the niggas I vibe with be the broke ones. They be who I vibe and connect with on a chemistry level. They don't be there. They don't match up as of right now. They're not connecting. They're not there.
What makes you think a man who's there wants to connect with a woman who calls men niggas and talks about vibes?
You're right. You're right. I need to work on my language. You know what? You had a very valid point there.
That's what you got from that?
Yes. I needed to hear that. Yes. You're right.
So in other words, men who are at that level, would they pick you?
You're right. And I appreciate this.
What does it matter? So someone has to have a home for you to submit to them?
I would like an independent, stable person as my partner.
Stable meaning what?
Stable meaning they have their own home, they have their own vehicle, they can afford a meal, they're not on assistance. That is what stability.
That sounds like an average adult.
Yeah, I would like an
Ma'am, let's cut to the chase. You're trying to say that you want somebody who's stable, but you describe what we call a luxury lifestyle. You own several cars. You said I own my home, right?
I am a homeowner.
Okay.
Yes.
You're paying for it, or you own the home?
I own the home.
Mm-hmm. Where did you go to school?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Where? What university?
Cleveland State.
What's your degree in?
Business.
Business what?
Business administration.
And what year did you graduate?
17.
17? What's your career?
I'm doing a little bit of everything.
What's your career or your profession?
Well, I run 2 different bars right now. General manager at 2 different bars. And I make good money.
You run 2 bars?
I do.
How long have you been you're a general manager at 2 bars?
Yes.
And you graduated with a business what degree?
Administration.
What kind of car do you own?
It's a Jeep. A Jeep Compass.
What's the other one?
I also have a Nissan Rogue.
And you own the house outright?
I own my house. I bought it when I was 24. And I'm 26.
Where'd the money come from?
My jobs. I bartend, and I also am the general manager.
You graduated in 2017, so that was it. You've also been out of school for 4 or 5 years. You made enough money.
My credit is good. It was mainly off of credit.
Good credit, but you made enough money to buy a home in a 2-year period?
Yes. Is that shocking?
If you say you own the deed, yeah.
Really? I mean, do you think I'm lying or something?
Oh no, ma'am, I'm asking.
It was mainly off of credit.
See, when you hear me talking, due respect, ma'am, you're supposed to stop. You can't. I don't know why women think you're gonna talk over a man or through a man. See, if men were to do that, it will come down to a fight.
Really? A fight? A physical fight or
Yes, because you're trying to overtalk someone. That means you're trying to dominate a conversation. Why do you think that's acceptable to try to overtalk a man? Because you heard me talking. And you're laughing, but again,
yeah, because it's comical to me.
I bet you'll see it on replay. It's comical to you to think that you date men who can't get their shit together, but look at the way you talk and the way you're acting. And I ask you, can you get with a man at that level? Because this aggressive kind of domineering behavior.
Am I being aggressive?
What do you think? Do you think your voice is bigger than mine? Is it deeper than mine? Then why are you trying to overtalk me when I speak?
I am a woman.
But
why
again,
would my
when
voice...
I talk, you're still trying to raise your voice and get higher.
Well, I'm a woman, and my voice can definitely not be deeper than yours.
You're a female. You're female. I'll give you that one. And the issue is, again, man.
Oh, so you don't agree that
I don't know you, but I'm telling you.
So I'm not a woman. I'm a female.
You're woman, female, lady, different things. But what I'm telling you is, what I'm seeing is, you said it yourself. Men have told you you're aggressive.
They told me that I am what?
Aggressive.
No.
That's what you said earlier. In any event, the issue that I'm saying, is, like anybody else is saying, is you don't even know what's going on with you.
So what would you suggest for me?
Therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy. We attract what we are.
We attract who we are.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, do respect your money and everything else. That matters not to us.
So what do you suggest that I change or that I do to get a man that I deserve and that who also deserves me? I believe
What do you mean a man that you deserve?
What do I mean by a man that I deserve?
Mm-hmm.
A good man. What I'm asking is, based off of what you've heard from me and what I've provided the information about me, what do you think that I need to do in order for me to be satisfied in a good relationship? What do you think that I need to do, or what do I need to change about myself?
How tall are you?
Huh?
How tall are you?
How old am I?
How tall are you?
I am 5'4" and I weigh 200 pounds. So I'm thick.
It's not thick. That's obese.
Okay.
I'm 6'4" and you weigh as much as me. That's not thick, it's obese.
You want my measurements?
I don't care, it's obese. More than a 30 BMI is obese, man. 5'4", 200 pounds is larger than the average running back.
You calling me a running back?
I said 5'4", 200 pounds is larger than the average running back, height, weight adjusted.
Okay.
And calling it thick is a problem.
Okay.
I'll tell you why it's a problem, because it's unhealthy. That's number one. Number two, when you say deserve, what do you want to be married?
Yes.
You want children?
I don't have children. I like to
So
plan.
do you want children?
My children. Yes, I want to plan them with my husband.
How many kids would you like to have? How many kids would you like to have?
I definitely believe that I am a boy mom, so I would like one son. But my max would be 3 kids.
How many kids would you like to have?
3 would be my max.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're married and pregnant with the first kid?
I would like to be a stay-at-home mom.
What'd your mother do for a living?
My mother is a nurse.
What'd your father do for a living?
My father was never involved.
Okay. What'd your grandmother do for a living?
She was also a nurse.
What'd your grandfather do for a living?
He was not involved either.
Were you raised to be a stay-at-home wife?
I'm sorry?
Were you raised to be a wife?
Well, what it sounds like is, it sounds, from what I just said, it sounds like I was raised to be a single mother, but that's not what I want
That's not
for
what I asked.
myself.
I asked, were you raised to be a wife?
Yes. I mean, my mom definitely raised me and my sister to be women, you know, respectful women. She raised us as ladies, young
I
ladies.
said a wife.
Yes, I was raised to be a wife. Yes. Do you disagree?
I'm asking questions, man. You say your mom wasn't a wife, but she raised you to be a wife. How did she raise you to be a wife? What did she tell you, train you, show you that you need to do for a man?
Well, she definitely taught us how to take care of ourselves as women. And she definitely taught us how to take care of a home. I would say she definitely raised us to be independent women. And it was never, you know.
Ma'am, I asked, the question I asked is, what did your mother raise you to train you to do for a
And I'm answering it, if I may.
young lady? I don't know who you're dealing with. I'm really trying with you. But I will tell you this the last time. It's going to end real bad if you keep doing that.
Why?
Because I don't play that.
You don't play what? I don't want
This
to play
little,
either.
don't, when I ask and I say something, that's what it is.
Okay.
And you're talking if I may. No, I'm asking. At the end of the day, ma'am, you're not answering the question. You weren't raised to be a wife. You were raised to be an independent woman. Fine. But then you want to be a housewife. But you're not.
Yes.
You weren't raised to be a wife, but alone a housewife.
So what was I raised to be?
What you are.
Which is an independent woman?
Independent modern woman.
So I cannot be a wife? I can't be a housewife?
No.
Why is that?
Because the men who can afford housewives want housewives. They don't want independent women. See, men who can afford to have a housewife get to pick. And they want women who were raised to know what to do for a man.
Okay.
So you can want it, but you got to get a man who can provide it.
So I was raised.
You have to get a man to. You can want it, but it doesn't matter if you can't get a man who can provide it.
So
who wants to give it to you?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you think, in your opinion, that I am someone who cannot be a housewife based upon what I told you?
I've already answered that question. Yes.
I can be?
No.
In your opinion?
No.
And why is that?
For the second and the last time, who gets to pick? Men or women? Who gets to pick? You're talking about being a housewife.
So you're answering my question with a question.
Not working. That means a man would have to be able to provide for you and 3 kids the lifestyle that you're talking about.
Okay,
How much
so
money would a
now
man need
what
to
I
make? How much
just
would a man need to
recognized with
make?
you,
How
before you
much
hang
would-
up on me, I just recognized you're not answering my question.
All right, get the fuck off my show.
All right, this is where communication style becomes the main issue. When someone raises their voice or becomes argumentative, the conversation often stops being productive and turns into a battle of emotions instead of ideas. And this is where Kevin Samuels typically takes a different approach. He doesn't match the energy. He slows things down and focuses on structure. What's actually being said? What's the point being made? And does it hold up under calm, logical discussion? Because yelling doesn't strengthen an argument. It usually weakens it. It can signal frustration, but it also makes it harder for the other person to engage, understand, or respond constructively. Now, this is where the check happens. Kevin would likely point out that communication isn't just about expressing yourself. It's about being heard and understood. And if the delivery is aggressive, the message often gets lost. And in relationships, this becomes even more important. Consistent argumentative behavior can create tension, reduce trust, and make conflict resolution much harder over time. Because the goal of communication isn't to win, it's to reach clarity and resolution. Kevin's approach in moments like this is to highlight that emotional control is part of maturity. Being able to stay calm, listen, and respond effectively is what leads to better outcomes, not volume or intensity. So the takeaway is simple. Strong opinions are fine, but how you communicate them determines whether they lead to understanding or conflict.